Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Amanda. Today I'm going to be doing a cycle overview of basically a day by day, but it won't be a day by day because that would be really long, but it's going to be that kind of idea. And telling you guys things that I did differently this cycle and also things that I kept the same. So let's go ahead and get right into this video on how we successfully got pregnant on our first round of Clomid. Down a little bit because I have like I jotted down a little timeline so I can make sure that I'm keeping it correctly. The first thing I did was take progesterone, which helped to jumpstart the cycle that we ended up being successful with, and I took it for 3 days prior to my period. I'm not exactly sure of the dates, but I know it was within a week before my period started, which was June 26th, and I ended up taking Clomid from cycle day 3 to cycle day 7. I took it from June 28th till July 2nd. So I took that every day in the morning, and it was 50 milligrams, which is the lowest dosage you can get. And obviously it worked. But alongside those medications that I was taking, I did switch up my daily vitamins. So for previous cycles, I was just taking prenatals. I actually don't have an image of them, but I will insert a picture of the prenatals I was using right there. I still do prefer those, but I'm actually using a different one right now, which makes me like want to throw up. They taste so bad, so I will be switching back to those ones once I use all these ones up. So alongside with the Clomid, I was taking a hormone support vitamin. So I was not taking prenatals. I knew my issue was my hormones. So I was taking this from One Up Nutrition. I will link it down below. And this is just the Hormone Support Plus. It helps with menstrual regulation and PMS support, hormone balance, stress and mood support, skin hydration and complexion support, and metabolism support. So if you guys are looking for something to help you guys balance your hormones, this worked, to tell you the least. Along with that, I was taking a folic acid supplement. It was just regular old folic acid, and this is 400 mcgs, and then as well as a fish oil pill, which is 1000 milligrams, and I was just taking 2 of these a day. One. I was taking 1 a day, and these you take 6 a day, and I took them all at one time. After I took my vitamins, I was very, 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 very religious in taking my basal body temperature. My doctor was very adamant about it, was upset with me because I didn't continue to take my basal body temperature in my last cycle, that I did not ovulate on, or we can't confirm ovulation occurred that cycle, so we say it didn't happen. We don't know if it did or not, like later on in the cycle. So I took basal body temperature religiously all the way up until I got my first positive pregnancy test. And guys, it helped a lot with looking at my chart. I will show you guys at the very end what the incomplete chart looked like, as well as like certain peaks that helped me understand my cycle and my chart. So then I started taking ovulation tests from cycle day 7 to cycle day 18. If you're taking Clomid, I don't recommend taking those ovulation tests super early. I would wait till about cycle day 10, because you can get false positives like I did. I have that. I will put the little video right here where I experienced my first false positive. And it was really heart-wrenching because when you see that, you're like, oh my god, it worked, but really it's not. If you're not ovulating, it's the medication that test is picking up on. So I would personally recommend you wait till cycle day 10, but if you're crazy like me and you take it at cycle day 7 and you get a positive, continue to test and make sure that your basal body temperature chart confirms that, because mine did not confirm ovulation at that time. That's also how I knew that I was not ovulating. So then I got a positive ovulation test on cycle day 16, and I was able to confirm that with basal body temperature. So let me pull up this chart real quick for you guys. So how you confirm it is that your temperature is pretty low in the beginning of your period, or at the beginning of your cycle. Once you hit ovulation, usually the day after or 2 days after, your temperature spikes up. And it stays up high until you start your period, and then it drops back down to low, and that's kind of how you can tell where your period's at. So for mine, I had pretty high temperatures all the time, but it did drop low, and then you see here it got low and then it spiked up. So that was on cycle day. So it dropped down on cycle day 17, and then it shot up on cycle day 13 all the way up until cycle day 15. It kept increasing in elevation. And then obviously you're in your 2-week wait at that point. We baby danced, people call it that, for every other day, starting like in the beginning of the cycle, because we did not know when I was going to ovulate. So we started, I did go off my app. So I would say that we started around July 8th, it looks like. No, July 6th. So July 8th, July 6th, July 10th, July 12th, July 14th, July 16th, and July 18th. So we did it every other day. And yeah, so it worked. We actually did it on the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th, but I didn't start thinking it was baby dancing until the 6th, the 8th, the 10th, the 12th, the 14th, the 16th, and the 18th. So we did every other day. My doctor told me to do every other day. He said don't do every day because then your sperm count will be lowered and it will decrease your chances when you actually have the correct timing. So that is what we did every other day. After that, we got a positive ovulation test. We waited for 2 weeks, but while that 2 weeks was happening, I had a dip in my temperature, which you guys will see on cycle day 21, which is right there. And that in fact was an implantation dip. Your temperature tends to dip and go back up again when you implant. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna be pregnant. Like, I think I implanted. So that was on days past ovulation, 4 days past ovulation, which was crazy, which was July 21st. And to me, that was just really, really mind-blowing. So then it again went high from cycle day 23, and it continued to stay high, and it's still high. I have not actually taken my basal body temperature since 13 DPO. I think now I'm like, I don't even know, 17 DPO technically. But yeah, so then on 8 DPO is when I got that that faint positive. It was not false, it was a faint positive on the PregMate tests. And I swore I saw something. Guys, I've taken pregnancy tests a lot in my lifetime. I've never, ever, ever seen a shadow line or an indent line or an evap line. But when I saw that, I was like, you know, it really could be it because it was so faint. And you could only really see it if you're like looking up really close and using the little pregnancy tracker app that I was using. So later on that day, I took an 8 DPO shot, or an 8 DPO test with the first response, and yeah, you guys saw the video, came back positive. Then we did the line progression, which you guys can also see in my 4-week update video. I also talk about the 2-week wait, so you guys can see the line progression there. I'll insert a picture of the line progression right here. And then yesterday, which was July 28th, I had an appointment with my regular doctor who was helping me with infertility specifically, do a pregnancy test at his office and also a ultrasound to make sure that there was a sac forming in my uterus. So let me go grab that picture real quick. So honestly, my doctor that I was seeing was more focused on looking at my ovaries, and that's kind of his job. You know, he's not really looking for pregnancy in that mindset, I guess. He's not an OB, he's just a GYN. He's just a gynecologist, not I can't even say it. But that's what OB-GYN stands for. So this is baby's sac. So he wasn't very good at taking a picture, but you guys can obviously, there is a sac there. And yeah, so that confirmed that there in fact was a baby in my uterus, and there was no like ectopic pregnancy or chemical pregnancy at this point. So yeah, that was super exciting. So that basically is where we're at. Today is the 29th. I am still very pregnant. Oh, in this video, I'm gonna show you guys the rest of those Pregmate tests that I said I was gonna show you guys. I believe that I showed you guys up until cycle day 12. So here is cycle, this one's new. This was cycle day 13, which was the day after I filmed that video. You guys can see the line is darker. Then here is 14, 15, and 16 up here because I ran out of space. So 14, 15, 16. So this was yesterday, super dark. And then I have it taped on today's, which was insanely dark. So like I said, I got blazing positive on the first response. So I told you guys up until day 12. So let me get 13, 14, and 15 out. This is like kind of embarrassing. Oh yeah, I only took 14 and 15. I haven't taken these since 15. So on 14, you can tell that it definitely was darker. It definitely has turned yellow and doesn't show as well as it did previously. I'll insert a picture if I have one of 14. And then this was 15, which you guys can see. That control line is definitely way darker than the test line. So I ran out of these tests and my appointment was the next day. So I was like, I'm gonna stop buying these because they're expensive. If you go to like Walmart or Target, they're like $8 for 2. But if you go to like CVS or Winn-Dixie, they're like $20. And I'm like, no. So I stopped taking these and I just keep all of them in here. So yeah, those are those tests. So a couple of things that I've gotten questions about that I want to just kind of go through. Did I use a trigger shot? No. And did I have a follicle scan? No. And this is the reason why. This cycle was meant to be a baseline cycle. So my doctor was using this cycle to kind of gain control and manipulate my cycle so that he was able to understand it and be able to successfully create a healthy and viable pregnancy. Well, it worked. Whatever he did to help baseline my cycle worked, which we're super blessed for. So anything beyond just taking Clomid, I did not have to use, and I'm so blessed because I talked about this in my last video or last couple videos, how I was super scared to go in for the HSG testing where they test for your tubes to be blocked. I'm so blessed, and we didn't have to worry about the insurance with the sperm sample or anything. So we got really blessed with all that. So if you guys are in that boat, I necessarily don't have advice or can help you with that, but I am praying for you. It will work out. You will get your little miracle baby. But yeah, that basically sums up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That is like a day-by-day breakdown of my entire cycle and what I did to help make our pregnancy or help our cycle to become a successful pregnancy. So I will see you guys tomorrow in our next video, which I believe is dog hair. Tomorrow, which will probably be 10 baby names we love. This video is probably going to go before that one, so 10 baby names we love will be going up next. Or if it went up before this video, then our buying schedule will be up after this. So whichever one comes before or after, make sure you guys go watch those as well. I love you guys, and I'm so blessed for you guys. I can't believe we almost have 100 subscribers on YouTube already. So yeah, I would love to have your questions, comments, concerns, recommendations down below. So if you have those, please leave them for me, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.